Stephen James. C. James. Come on. That's better than that.
I am completely and utterly unqualified to do my job. I'm a middle school teacher, and I teach drama. I used to teach English, but then I got fired. There was a budget cut, and my boss came to me and said, okay, the district has said that because of the numbers, we're going to have to let you go, but you're a really great teacher, and we want to keep you on. And Lynn's pregnant, and she doesn't want to have a baby and have to direct plays, so you're going to be our new drama teacher. And I went, I have a job? And he said, yes, so I was cool, I was great. But I realized I had not done any performing or anything since high school, which had been quite some time at that point. And I realized I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was also taking over for Lynn Rodacher. Now, you don't know Lynn Rodacher unless you came here to see me, but she is an amazingly brilliant and creative and kind and loving woman. I refer to taking over for Lynn as finding out that you're the new Jesus. Okay, everybody has seen Charlotte's Web, right? Everybody's seen Charlotte's Web. You've read the book, blah, blah, blah. The last play she did before I took over for her was a production of Charlotte's Web. We've all seen it a million times. I cried at fucking 8th grader Hogan Henderson in a pig suit. That's how good this play was, right? And I have to somehow manage to maybe not top that, but not fuck that up, which for me is difficult. So I grew up in Texas, and in Texas, unlike here where there's not football, there's like sort of a more aggressive mentality. And I thought, okay, I'm going to bring a little bit of Texas to this. I'm going to be like the drama coach. Like, I'm going to be the one that gets these kids like mentally tough and like physically prepared and like ready to fucking go when they've got to put on that production of Sleeping Beauty, right? So I go into it with like this mentality, and I'm spending hours and hours after work prepping lessons. I'm going out on the weekends, and I'm having to do things like shop for makeup and little girls' dresses, and like really like I'm painting sets, which I'm terrible at. I'm doing construction, which is a joke. Like, I'm doing everything, and I'm becoming a very angry human being. I'd call my best friend Steve, who lives in Texas, and I'd be telling him stories about, I don't wind up being the hero in this story, by the way. I'm telling him stories about me assigning push-ups to the kids for not having their lines memorized. I'm telling him stories about throwing chairs, not at students, but still throwing chairs in front of kids. I'm telling him stories about the time I threw a roll of duct tape across the auditorium and into the window of the spotlight booth at two of my techies and shouted, "Be quiet!" All right? I tell him about the time I kicked a prop fireplace into splinters because a dress went missing. And my best friend's response to this is, "Who are you?" Because that's not who I am. That's not who Steven is. That's who Mr. James is. And that guy's an asshole, but I can't avoid him because I got a fucking show to put on. And there's a James Baldwin quote that I learned from my friend Bonnie that is, children seldom obey their elders, but they never fail to imitate them. My little angry chickens were coming home to roost. Because the last night of our play, right? We only do 2 productions a show. It's 4 nights, it's 4 shows a year. The last night of our play, there's a fight between 2 of my girls in the dressing room. A physical altercation. Pushing, shoving, swearing, name-calling, and I can't do anything about it because it's in the girls' dressing room. So I send in this random high school girl to calm things down, and I gather the entire cast, and I bring them all in there, and I give like the inspirational hockey speech. Like, I'm like, come on guys, we're in this together, and we've worked so hard, and we are so close, and we are gonna go out there, and we're gonna put on a great show. And there's high fives and hugging, and everybody's like, oh my God, this is so great. And it lasted for about 7 minutes before Karen, who played the spider, yeah, you might not remember that from Sleeping Beauty. It's a middle school play. They're terrible. Karen, who has a crush on Patrick. Patrick says, no, this would have happened if Karen wasn't being a bitch. Karen overhears this. Karen, all 4'7" of her, walks up to me, her 8th grade drama teacher and says, "This fucking play is fucking bullshit, and I'm going fucking home right fucking now." Yeah. So, but the thing is, she doesn't go home. Somebody talks her off the ledge, right? And we put on the show. And it's fine. It's fine. It's a middle school play. It's fine. And that's what started the process of me learning that, like, there's never a review of a middle school play that says, "Middle school play, loathed by all." You know? Nor is there a review of a middle school play that says, "Peace achieved. Sleeping Beauty lives." And it began my realization that I have to be more Stephen than Mr. James, because the line between the world's best middle school play and the world's worst middle school play, there's not a big difference.